Meanwhile, my drone flight was turning into a bit of a nightmare due to the strong winds. As I moved to the left of the picture, the drone was suddenly sucked away from me. And the first thing you've got to do when this happens is get back under control. For those of you who don't know us yet, we are Carol&Ken, and we like touring in our little red camper, tiny Nissan MV200 built by Sussex Campervans. We offer tips and tricks for how to survive in such a tiny van, and also try and demonstrate just how easy it is to wild camp. How's your night, Charlie?
Very peaceful here, but we've had the roof down.
Yeah.
I had to keep out the wind noise.
Yeah, because it was quite breezy last night, wasn't it?
The sails were quite breezy up there this morning.
Yeah.
Just waiting for it to brighten up a bit.
Let's have a look. So it's the show today, isn't it?
Yeah, the Royal Manx Agricultural Show starts today.
Let's go and take a look. We spent the night in the car park at the top of the road that leads down to Niarbyl Bay, and we were lovely and sheltered behind this little bank. As usual, we leave absolutely no trace of where we've been.
Brightening up nicely now, isn't it?
Yeah, all the cows are laying down. Do they know something we don't?
It's going to rain then.
To get to the showground, you turn left here, but we turned right, because Carol had been reading the schedule for the show, and it turned out that there was more on the Saturday, so we decided to go the following day instead. We're driving south along the A27 Dalby Road, and it offers some spectacular views of the sea on the right hand side. You have to be a little bit careful though coming along here, because it's quite narrow at points. There's quite a bit more traffic than normal coming in the opposite direction, but I assume they're all heading towards the show. When we reach the top of the hill, we turn right on the A36 Round Table Road. Now, we've all got our own personal tastes, but we drove down this road several times on this trip, and I still think it's probably one of the most spectacular roads on the island. So if you're coming over here, we would urge you to drive down this particular route. That's a view.
Top of the world.
What is it that makes the colours so stunning on this island? Is it the light? Is it the type of heather? I really don't know the answer to that. It's a view, isn't it? Beautiful.
That's a steep walk up there.
Yeah. Nice one, isn't it, Charlie? I think it's high time we enjoyed some of this heather. These wonderful purple flowers are Calluna vulgaris, or common heather. It is found widely in Europe and Asia Minor on acidic soils in open sunny situations and moderate shade, and it is the dominant plant in most heathland and moorland in Europe. Let's see if we can get a glimpse back along the coast. This hill looks very inviting, but I'm going to have to be a little bit careful because the winds can be very strong. The white objects look like sheep, but they are in fact rocks. Now, I'm very surprised that Charlie Brown the mountain goat didn't set off up this hill as soon as we arrived. Whoosh! See how the drone is being pushed backwards. Well, I enjoyed those views very much. These abandoned properties remind me very much of our trip to Ireland. Down there we can see the Breakwater at Port St Mary. We drove on, descending down from the hills on our way to Port Erin. At the moment, all of these roads are new to us, but by the time we leave the island, we knew some of them like the back of our hand. We certainly are being lucky with the weather today. Let's just hope it holds for the show tomorrow. The red fronted building coming up on the right is Cafe Red, which has been recommended to us. The brick built building on the left is the railway station for the steam train. Right, this is Shore Road, Port Erin. We're going to park up here on the right, have a little walk around and something to eat.
Is that one in there?
We're only small, so I can tuck in behind this Land Rover.
Pretty.
Yeah, very pretty. High up on the hill across the bay is Milner Tower. Maybe we'll take a walk up there later. There's a beautiful, gently sloping beach here, all sand, and a perfect place to take a walk in the afternoon sun. I think the tide has just gone out because more and more people are turning up laden down with things for the beach. Port Erin is a bay bounded by two headlands, which on windy days funnel the prevailing westerly wind towards the village, but on sunny days the bay acts as a sun trap. They really do enjoy their floating platforms, and there's another one here anchored to the seabed. I wonder if the old bathing machine has a use or is just for show. Absolutely brilliant to see the flying of the national flag. We need to do more of this in England.
Some ice cream as well.
Now the Isle of Man accept British pounds, but back on the mainland we don't accept Manx pounds, and does anybody know why? This engine is the Caledonian, and it operates on the line from Port Erin all the way through to Douglas. We're not actually taking the train today, but at least we can take a look inside the carriages. There seems to be a very nice little cafe in here, but be aware when a train arrives everyone tends to pile off and into this cafe, and so there are very long waits for food whenever a train is in the station.
It's quite busy.
We ended up sitting outside at first, and then luckily somebody moved and we were able to get inside.
I might have a club sandwich.
Yeah? Now you probably know what I'm going for, but what would you choose? Cheers, Charlie Brown.
Nice big mug.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Cheers, thank you. I have the big breakfast, and Carol has gone for a club sandwich, which I thought was normally toasted. How's your sandwich, Charlie?
Very tasty.
Very tasty.
Chicken, bacon, lettuce, cheese.
Cafe Red turned out to be really good, so we can certainly recommend that.
There's some mines in the bottom of those cliffs.
The old mine workings are at the base of the cliff. Goodness knows what that must have been like when it was rough.
Yep, see the remains of the engine house, adit and shaft entrance on the shoreline.
Near the bottom of these steps is a memorial to the Port Erin Women's Detention Camp. It was Europe's only all-female internment camp during the Second World War.
Pretty buildings, aren't they?
Yeah. It's a very impressive house up here on the left with this rotunda tower.
Somebody's house.
Looks like it, didn't it? I thought it was a theatre or something.
Yeah.
Bradda Glen.
Bradda Glen, entrance 200 metres.
We got a little bit confused about which was the entrance to this place because it looked so narrow, so we overshot.
I think you should have gone the wrong way. It should have been that one.
Oh dear.
I didn't want to say anything.
Ever since the hairpin bend incident, Carol's a little bit more reluctant to call out the turns.
Like the grounding incident,
Like the grounding
the other
incident.
day. Yeah,
that was a tricky one.
Well, still we got to see this lovely row of houses here with their beautiful sea view.
Yeah.
And you get to do another 3-point turn.
Getting good at them now, aren't I?
Yeah.
There's a swimming pool down there.
What, on the beach?
Like a natural one, yeah.
Yeah, beach pool.
This is a narrow little track down to Bradda Glen, but it's got passing places, so it's no real problem. But at the end it's particularly steep going into the car park. Maybe, yeah.
There are passing spaces.
Yeah,
So
I think it's one same way in, same way out.
It's very pretty.
So the sign says easy route to Bradda Head.
We'll see.
Let's see. This is going to be a very windy walk, I think. There were two paths here. One seemed to lead down towards the water, so we've kept to the upper path. Let's go up.
Yeah. That might just be the easy coastal path.
Place at the end there that could be a potential place to spend the night, couldn't it? Well, there's lovely heather again. Oh, where's she gone? Go on, Daisy May. Should we build our house here? That's a nice view, isn't it?
It's a bit windy.
Oh well. Now when you're down in Erin looking up at the tower, you might think that it's a very steep climb, but it's not too bad really. Wonder what knocked it down? Substantial wall. One last push and we're at the top. By all this huffing and puffing, I'm clearly not doing enough walking. Not far now, Charlie. It's nice and sheltered on this side of the tower, but as soon as you crest the hill, you really feel the full force of the wind.
Okay, let's go in the tower.
Carol entered the tower whilst I took off with the drone.
Oh, it's very dark. Must be getting near the top now, it's getting lighter. And we emerge.
Meanwhile, my drone flight was turning into a bit of a nightmare due to the strong winds. As I moved to the left of the picture, the drone was suddenly sucked away from me. And the first thing you got to do when this happens is get back under control. You can't fight the wind, so I have to start losing altitude. And finally, I'm forced to flick it into sports mode in order to bring it back towards me. It's dancing around in the gusts, but it is now under control. And so I move it off to the right of the screen to put it in the lee of the tower and see if I can get another shot.
Wow, what a view. much windier over this side. That's the Calf of Man. Looking back to Port Erin, the way we walked up from down there.
Well, it's a good job Carol was able to get these shots from the top, because there was no way I was going to be able to do it with the drone.
Okay, let's go down. Need a firm grip. And this bit is completely pitch black. Can't see my feet. We made it. I made it.
Well done,
Here he is.
Sorry?
Here he is.
That was a hairy flight,
I bet it was.
much too strong
Was
for our
it?
little drone.
How, did you go up?
I got a picture of you, and then I tried to take it that way, and it was just being blown out to sea. From the top of the tower, Carol had spotted what looked like to be old buildings from World War II, so she went off to have a look.
There's some sort of shelter here. It's a gun emplacement or something. So out that way is Northern Ireland. This way we have a view of the tower. That makes a nice view.
Carol wanted a selfie, so we set the tripod up to take a picture, but it didn't go according to plan. I felt like doing this when the drone was being sucked away by the wind. You made it up to your tower.
I went all right to the top.
Yeah, right to the top.
Up there. Yeah. Well, not on the
Not on the very pinnacle.
turreted bit, no.
No, stop telling fibs. Right, let's go.
Back to the car.
Yeah, back to the car.
Camper car.
Yeah. It's blustery. Give the van a good airing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah, more than that.
How many buckles?
I don't know. I'll tell you once this is all in. I think this will all go in. This is the natural pool that I spotted when we were driving along the road. But now it really does look as though it's fallen into complete disrepair. What a shame. Right, after that walk, I think we need to find somewhere to park up and relax. But before we can do that, we need to go and get a few supplies.
Stay 2 hours.
Now, we were under the impression that ShopRite was actually Sainsbury's trading with a different name.
See, it says switch to Sainsbury's and save, so I think this must be...
It's not though, it's an independent store and they just sell other store products. You got all the goodies. You got to make those disappear, Charlie.
Yeah.
You're good at that though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Now this reminds me of Ilfracombe.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Spitting image, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably toilets.
When we were walking up to Milner's Tower, we spotted this place as a potential park-up. Restaurant, something there.
Some sort of bar up the top, yeah. Got everything you want here.
A few campers. But are they all happy?
Of course they are. Everyone's happy in a camper.
With the amount of campers about, it's looking good. We ended up choosing a spot right down at the end, past this abandoned building. I certainly don't fancy parking next to this cliff for fear of falling rocks.
Got tower view.
Yeah, I think tower view would do us
view.
good, wouldn't it?
Where that's level.
Tower Key.
Fisherman on the quay.
A little bit left down, I think.
Right down, I think.
Right down, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I was getting my left and my right mixed up. Cup of tea, I think, Charlie Brown.
Cup of tea
And that cake, whatever thing you bought. We levelled the van and settled down for a nice rest. That's enough. We only needed a little bit. From here I can get a better view of those mine workings on the opposite head. I wonder what this place used to be and why it's now derelict. There we are, that's what it looks like. That's delish.
Good. Passes the pen test.
Mmm. Very tasty. Yummy.
Chocolate chip twists, 2-pack, made fresh every day in the ShopRite bakery.
That's good of them.
Loads of chocolate.
Loads of chocolate. Got
serrano ham, some roast beef, sweet chilli chicken, and then I'm going to cut up a red pepper, my favourite Moroccan couscous.
We like that, don't we?
Luxury potato salad.
Yummy.
And some Robinson's coleslaw made on the Isle of Man.
And we have some potatoes with it as well.
No, I think that would be enough.
Oh, surely we should
Well,
have
there
some.
for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because you've got potato salad.
Oh yeah.
Potatoes in
Just
that.
checking to make sure you're on the ball.
You've got some sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh yeah, just eat them up.
And I've also got some tomatoes and cucumbers.
It's going to be tasty, isn't it?
I hope so. Cheers.
Cheers. There we go. We hope you enjoyed our video, and if you did, please give us a like and hit that subscribe button for more adventures from the Little Red Camper.